So it's been a few weeks now since the Bad Batch shuttle was released, and with that, LEGO graced us with 5 awesome Bad Batch members. I guess kind of 4.5, but 5 awesome figures nonetheless. However, there's been a few things that I've noticed about these minifigures, a few complaints that I've seen a lot of people have, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you some of the best things that LEGO have missed out on, and some of the best ways you can improve your LEGO Star Wars Bad Batch minifigures. We're going to be talking about accessories, outfit changes, and much more. Let's get straight into the video, guys, but before we do, hit that subscribe button if you do love LEGO Star Wars content. I post it almost every other day here on the channel, so make sure you stay tuned. And also leave a like on today's video if you do love the Bad Batch as much as I do. But without further ado, let's get into the first way you can improve your LEGO Bad Batch minifigs. So the first thing we're going to talk about is weapons. So now the actual LEGO set came with some relatively decent blasters and that sort of thing. I mean, Tech and a couple other figs had these cool other molded blasters. Otherwise, it was just the plain old regular LEGO ones. And I found these blasters really don't represent the blasters that we see the Bad Batch using throughout the TV show. So now what I'm going to be showing you is some awesome custom blasters that I have in my collection that work perfectly for these Bad Batch members. So now the first Bad Batch member we're going to be giving a weapon to is, of course, Hunter. So now we see him using these sort of like cool electrified knives in the show. However, we also see him using a variety of different blasters. We see him predominantly using 2 different blasters. Firstly, we have the Commando Blaster. Of course, the Bad Batch are in fact commandos, so they do often use these awesome Commando blasters right here. So this blaster is known as the DC-17 interchangeable weapon system. We see a lot of different commandos using this blaster, and we see also Wrecker using this blaster as well. However, another blaster that we do see him using quite a bit, as well as other members such as Echo, is the DC-17 hand blaster. And this is of course famously used by clone troopers such as Fives and Rex. This is one we see a lot of commanders using and that sort of thing, and we do actually see Hunter as well as a couple of other clones using this blaster, similar to Tech and Echo as well. So this is a pretty cool one, and you can add to your clones to make them a little bit more accurate. So both of these blasters that I've shown you so far can be found on clonearmycustoms.com, are also sold by Blue Harvest Bricks, Firestar Toys, and tons more companies like that. The final main blaster that we have to talk about is Crosshair. Of course, he comes with his incredible sniper rifle, which is known as the 773 Fire Puncher. I haven't actually got one of these blasters for him, but it's really good if you upgrade to him. Mine hasn't quite arrived yet. I bought mine from avfigures.com. They have a 3D printed one that looks really good, and I'm definitely going to be upgrading my Crosshair with that awesome blaster very soon. Another thing that people were disappointed with is that Echo's waistcape is actually printed onto him. We don't get a cloth waistcape. However, I've found a way to solve this problem really easily, and that is through AV Figures again, and they sell this really nice waistcape for Echo. So let's get that on the fig, and I'll show you how it looks on the Echo minifig. To put this on, all you need to do is take the legs off and then add the cape like so. Obviously, you do have to cut this cloth out as well, but that's pretty easy to do with scissors. You want to make sure this front side is wrapping right around to the front like so. For me, this is such a big improvement. I really like the way this looks, and it's just so much better than them printing on the actual waistcape. I think it looks really good. Sadly, you can kind of see the printed waistcape underneath, so it kind of looks like a shadow or something like that. But I really like the way this waistcape comes with some awesome little printing and extra details down there, including a DC-17 holstered by his side. I think this is a really good addition. If we turn around to the back, however, you can see another problem that a lot of people have with these figures is the printed backpacks on the back. You know, commandos, especially the Bad Batch, have these really awesome and unique backpacks. Tech was the only one that was actually given a backpack in the set. You can see it was only a brick built one. It kind of looks quite cool. One thing you can do with this is you can actually recreate it again with the set. You do get another printed tile. All you need to do is just find yourself another one of these antennas. I believe the neck brace doesn't come in the set, but a few of the other pieces do come with the set, specifically the printed tile. However, for me, this wasn't quite good enough, so I bought some really awesome custom backpacks, and I'll show you how they look now on the figures. So the first backpack we are going to be improving is Tech's backpack. So he actually comes in a grey color. However, AV Figures, who made this backpack right here and the decals for it, made it more in a white color to match their figure. However, I think this still looks really good. I'll show you in just a second the grey version of this backpack. This is the white one with decals applied. I didn't apply all the decals, but I think it looks really good on this Tech minifig. We're going to add the helmet in, and I'll show you how this looks. So there is Tech with his fancy new backpack. I'm really not a fan of this helmet. However, I think the backpack really adds a lot to the figure. I think you can get a lot of cool colors custom helmets for tech. However, I've just stuck with the Lego one. However, in a minute I'm going to be showing you a really awesome custom one that really does improve one of the other figures. But let's have a look at the backpack on a few of the other minifigs right now. So for Echo, we see him with a very similar backpack to Tech's. This one actually might even work better on Tech just because of the color scheme matching up with actual Lego one. But this is actually made by, again, AV Figures with some decals applied, and I think it looks really good, especially with the amount of detail they managed to pack into this backpack. And the best thing for Hunter was just this plain black Commando backpack. I think this looks really good. You could probably have some more details in there. This one is made by Clone Army Customs, but I think it looks really awesome, and it definitely improves that Hunter minifig. And now back to the AV Figures backpacks. We have this backpack for Wrecker. Again, it's really more accurate than the ones we've seen in other sort of iterations from other companies and that sort of thing. However, this one doesn't have very many details on again, but also you have to remove the shoulder pauldrons to add this backpack in, which I think looks really good, but it is a bit of a shame that it doesn't fit with those awesome shoulder pauldrons. The next thing I'm going to show you is how to make a Republic Crosshair. So of course we got the Imperial version in the set. However, of course, some of us want to just complete our squad with the Republic version. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be taking a regular body that we see on both Wrecker and Hunter. I'm then going to be adding on the Crosshair head. I think this looks really good, and it was definitely a great print that sums up his face really well by Lego. Then what I did was I actually decaled a helmet, again from avfigures.com, and this looks really good. I think this looks perfect for Crosshair, especially if you had his sniper as well. I think this looks really awesome. It was a very hard decal. I was going to do the full fig, but I thought in the end it actually would look pretty cool if I just had the helmet with another Lego body. So I'm going to go ahead and buy another Lego body when they come down in price a little bit, and then I'm going to have my very own Republic Crosshair. Of course, another thing Lego was missing from the actual Crosshair minifigure was a rangefinder. So I bought this one from Clone Army Customs. This only cost $1, but this one fits perfectly into the Crosshair helmet. Of course, sadly, it's not going to be able to fit into the actual Lego Crosshair helmet just because they don't actually have the holes in the sides of the Phase 2 helmets from Lego. For some reason, they just have never added that in. Of course, because he's a sniper, he needs that rangefinder to be able to zone in on his targets, and I think this really is an essential for Crosshair. Of course, then the Lego Echo actually comes with this printed arm, but I don't think this is very accurate, and I've seen a lot of people complaining about this as well. So I'm going to show you how I improved that right now. So what I did was I bought this tiny little prosthetic arm from AV Figures. This is made to fit perfectly with your Bad Batch Echo. I mean, it's a slightly different color again. Sadly, the AV Figures color that they used for their Bad Batch is slightly lighter than the color that Lego used for their Bad Batch minifigs, but all you need to do is just pop the arm off and then add this into your Echo minifig, and I think this looks really good, and it definitely improves the minifig and makes it look a lot more accurate to what we see in the show. So now we're going to move on to a few alternate outfits for a couple of the Bad Batch members. So we see Hunter and Wrecker both getting in disguise to free the Marauder or their ship from the Imperial impound lot. So because I'm making a mock of that scene, I decided to go ahead and make a couple of the figures that we see. So we first off have Wrecker in his disguise. I think this looks really awesome. I think the hat is perfect. I found this one on Bricklink. It's a very easy and cheap piece to find. Then I just have the Wrecker head with a body from just a Rebel, I think from a few years ago from a Battlefront 2 battle pack. And then finally we just have the poncho from the Endor layer. If you do want to see that mock when it does come out, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on that video. But next up, I'm going to show you the Hunter that I made from the scene as well. So for Hunter, he was again pretty simple. I just used a plain pair of tan legs, then I used the torso from Bail Organa from the Tantive 4 set. I then put a little satchel on. This can be commonly found in a ton of Indiana Jones sets and that sort of thing. And then we just have Hunter's face and hair on top. I think this sums up the character pretty well, and I'm pretty happy with the way this figure came out in the end. You can also have one of the DC-15 or regular clone blasters that you can actually see him using this in the scene to sort of defend himself and Omega against all the clone troopers that are trying to stop them from leaving the Imperial impound lot. Of course, speaking of Omega, of course we have to have her in the Bad Batch as well. So what I did was I bought some decals from a company named Blue Harvest Bricks. You can go check them out, and you can use my code SWBRICKS if you want to pick up any of these decals. But I basically made this figure right here with a pair of black short legs, face decal as well, and then this awesome hairpiece. I really think this hairpiece works well to represent her in the early portions of the show. I've seen other people using the Farm Boy Luke hairpiece. I think this looks really good as a more of a scruffier look, but I think this looks really good for her smooth and smart appearance that we see her on Camino at the very start of the Bad Batch TV show. But let me know what you think of all these different minifigs, guys. I've really had fun making this video, so make sure you go drop a like if you did enjoy it. I think I found some really good ways to customize the Bad Batch minifigures. Let me know if you you found any other ways to customize your Bad Batch squad. I'd love to hear that in the comment section down below, and let me know what you think of these customizations that I've made to my own squad in the comments as well. Of course, if you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button. But thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.